What's going on, guys? It's Mercury and welcome back to more Pokemon Scarlet and Violet ranked battles for Regulation D. In today's video, we're going to be using a rain team I created featuring Choice Specs Thundurus-T and Basculegion with Swift Swim. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please like and subscribe if you like the content and we'll keep it coming for you guys. And as always, we do a quick team breakdown before we get into the battles, but just check out the timestamp down below if you want to skip straight into the action. With that being said, let's show you what this team's all about. So of course, our primary rain setter is going to be the Pelipper here. Now Pelipper, a lot of people will just invest fully into your speed and special attack, give it a focus sash and kind of just call it a day. But I think Pelipper has decent stats, decent bulk overall, in that it's able to fulfill a defensive role on the team, kind of stick around as long as you need it to, and support your team as well. So Pelipper is one of the Pokemon, in my opinion, that it has so many good supporting moves, as well as decent offensive moves, that it's kind of stuck with that 4-move syndrome. And what I mean by that is that, for example, you might want Hydro Pump on this set, but you just don't have room for it. For me personally, I don't need Hydro Pump on this set because you already have a really strong water type in Basculegion, for example. Now Basculegion, super offensive Pokemon. It's the best choice for a Swift Swim user in the current format. Previously used to be things like Dreadnought, for example, and I think Floatzel as well. But Basculegion is just taken over. Also being a ghost type and having that ghost type same type attack bonus is really handy in a format where Flutter Mane is absolutely everywhere. And speaking of Flutter Mane, Flutter Mane is on this team. This is a special attack boosting Flutter Mane, and it's actually decent in being able to shut down Trick Room, for example, because you don't really have like Taunt or anything on this team, and you don't do all that well inside of Trick Room, so if you're able to get an Imprison off, they just can't go for Trick Room, and this is one of the best ways to counter Trick Room in general. And you're still able to output a decent amount of damage with your other moves as well. You're actually Terra Ghost as well to potentially be able to get the one-hit KO on other Flutter Manes who won't Terastalize, for example. Other Pokemon that work extremely well under Rain include Thundurus-T. With Choice Specs, you put out so much damage, and Terraflying Terra Blast gives you pretty much double damage on your move with Terra Blast, and that's super handy. For example, I think that sometimes you are able to one-shot an Amoonguss who isn't, too invested on the special side, so that's definitely handy to have. And then you have your other standard moves, Volt Switch and Wild Volt Storm, just to be putting out tons of damage, repositioning as well with Volt Switch, and then Grass Knot is super handy for potentially catching things like Ursaluna off guard, because a lot of people won't expect a Grass-type move to come out from this Pokemon, for example. I've also seen some people go Terra Water, but I think we've already got a great Water type on this team. Finally, you have two other Pokemon on this team. You've got Amoonguss, pretty standard set here. Amoonguss is great for support. I see a lot of people running things like Leaf Storm, for example, which I actually might use in future teams because I'm excited to try that out. But I've gone with the standard set here. This is also great into having another counter into Urshifu, for example, and being able to Pollen Puff things like Basculegion once they've already taken tons of damage is super handy. And speaking of Basculegion, Last Respects, I just wanted to mention quickly, is an excellent move for the late game because if you don't know what it does, its base power actually goes up by 50 every time one of your allies faints. So with one fainted ally, you're already at 100 base power. With two fainted allies, you're already at 150. So Basculegion is absolutely amazing in the late game. Finally, the last Pokemon on the team is Hisuian and Goodra. Now, this is a Pokemon that is kind of controversial. Some people like it, some people hate it. I think it's a cool Pokemon. I think it has a spot on a lot of different teams. It works well under Trick Room, so for example, if you're not able to prevent Trick Room from going up, Hisuian and Goodra can still function fairly well under Trick Room since it is a fairly slow Pokemon, but yeah, pretty standard set here with Shell Armor. You won't be taking critical hits, so you're less susceptible to Urshifu, and I think it's a great Pokemon overall. Question of the day, as always, what is one Pokemon that you kind of struggle to use? Me personally, I've never been the greatest at using Flutter Mane. When the game came out and I saw how great Flutter Mane was, I was a little off-put of using it, and I didn't get too much experience with it, but I think over the past couple months I've definitely become a lot better at using Flutter Mane, but there's still a lot more to learn. It's a very complex Pokemon. There's so many different sets you can run as well, so I think it's not going anywhere. It's probably gonna, win the World Championships, for example, but yeah, hope you guys will enjoy the battles, and let's get straight into it. Okay, so we've got Flutter Mane, Xianpao, Dragonite, Ting-Lu, Dondozo without Tatsugiri, and then Amoonguss. So I actually do like my own Flutter Mane here, and I kind of want to go straight up Flutter Mane as a lead, because I'm a little scared of the Xianpao. So we could lead like Flutter Mane Amoonguss, maybe? Or maybe just Goodra Flutter Mane, actually, that could be pretty good as well. The only problem is he has Dondozo for Unaware. Also, what's our Dondozo counter here? I think it would honestly just be Thundurus, depending on his Terra. Yeah, let's lead this right off the bat. Oh, but if we don't bring a Moongus, I was gonna say if we don't, if we bring like Thundurus Pelipper, but then if we don't bring a Moongus, we don't have any kind of Spore immunity, because we're not Sap Sipper on Goodra. Honestly, debating if we even need Pelipper, but Pelipper is pretty good. Or do we need Goodra? Let's actually lead this and just hope that he doesn't bring a Moongus, or that it's not as big of a problem. We might even just be able to straight up KO it with like a Flying Terra Blast, if we're in the position to do so. But, yeah, let's see. I'm curious, you don't really see Tinglu much anymore. I think it's a Pokemon that has gone down in usage a lot, although I still think it's fairly viable. Most of the time they're either running like Rocky Helmet or Salt Vest, so let's see. The opponent is going to lead Xianpao Fluttermane, interesting. And we just go Fluttermane Goodra. See, we're really not in a great spot here. He's not actually Booster Energy, interesting. Because the problem is he can Sacred Sword. I'm thinking we just go for... Oh, I wish we had Dazzling Gleam here, but we don't. Oh, it's scary for sure. I think we go out into Pelipper here. And then we just go for a maybe Heavy Slam onto the Fluttermane. Just hope that this KOs, because I could see the Xianpao protecting on turn 1, maybe. So we're going to bring in Pelipper. I'm also wondering what item he is on the Fluttermane. He could be Pixie Plate, for example. Okay, we see a Terra coming out. Terra from Xianpao, interesting. Terra Dark. Huh. Maybe it's a Terra Dark Sucker Punch? So we're going to Terra our Goodra as well into water. Interesting, he went for Terra Dark. You usually don't see that. You usually see like Terra Ghost on the Xianpao, sometimes Terra Ice for extra damage on Ice Spin or Icicle Crash, depending on what set you're running. But you usually don't see Terra Dark. Huh. Pretty creative from the opponent. So it was a Sucker Punch, so that's actually pretty good that we switched out our Fluttermane, and then they just go for Dazzling Gleam. Pelipper actually doesn't even take half, which is pretty good. And then Heavy Slam actually just clears the Fluttermane. That's perfect. So now I'm thinking that it might be good to get up with Tailwind. I was honestly expecting Xianpao to protect on the first turn. But let's see what he brings in first, and then we'll make our choice. So both Terras have been used, so nothing will be too unpredictable in the endgame. But I'm definitely still scared of that Xianpao. Like, that thing is a threat. So he brings in Dragonite. Interesting, interesting. I could protect here. The nice thing is he doesn't have access to Terra Normal, so we'll definitely be taking, like, less damage. Most Dragonites don't run Rock Slide, right? If that's the case, I could see him going for an Extreme Speed on the Pelipper. I'm fine to just protect Pelipper here and then probably just go for a Shelter. Yeah, because I can see an Extreme Speed coming out. Hopefully he doesn't have like Thunder Punch or something crazy like that. Okay, good play with the Extreme Speed. That's definitely Choice Band damage. And then he went for Sucker Punch. Man, I could have gotten a Tailwind. Man, that's unfortunate, though. Okay, I'm thinking we actually just go for a Hurricane. And then we just go for a Life Dew. Okay, Extreme Speed did not do that much, and then Sacred Sword, yeah, it's just going to finish off our Goodra. I guess it wasn't the time to set up, but that's okay. We get our Tailwind up now. How much does Hurricane do? It actually does a good amount here. I'm debating Wild Bolt Storm as well. Or if we go into Flutter Mane here, this is a tough choice, honestly, because we can go into Flutter Mane for the E-Speed immunity, which means he would have to target Pelipper, and then that's kind of a mind game. Yeah, let's actually do that. We'll bring in Flutter Mane. I could see him still going for Extreme Speed, but maybe he'll swap the Dragonite. Yeah, let's go for Hurricane here, and then probably just a Moonblast. Okay, hopefully Sucker Punch doesn't KO. Extreme Speed does not KO Pelipper, so that's good. And Sucker Punch is coming out onto Flutter Mane. Do we have the EVs to survive? When we do, actually, perfect. Okay, hopefully this isn't a oh, it is multi-scale, uh-oh. Special attack drop, not going to matter, and then Hurricane should finish this off. Okay, but now he's locked into Extreme Speed, because that's definitely Choice Band damage. So a Pelipper switch here could make sense. And then we go for another Moonblast. It depends if he has priority, which it doesn't look like he does. Yeah, I just don't want to switch Pelipper. You know what, though? Let's actually go for Wide Guard here, and then a Moonblast. I think that's the right play. Maybe Ting-Lu's not such a huge threat. We go for Wide Guard here, ensuring that he can't get a Rock Slide off. Extreme Speed does come out. Like, I'm okay to lose Pelipper. I'll probably lose the Flutter Mane as well. Hopefully this KOs even with Vessel of Ruin, and it does. Nice, okay. He went for Earthquake, so this is good because now I can actually get more damage off next turn with the Flutter Mane. Perfect. So I think we just go for Grass Knot. Grass Knot and Moonblast, yeah. Should be it. It's kind of funny because we didn't even really need the rain, and we weren't able to make Goodra work either, but we kind of just had to play it in that way. Like, Terra Dark Sucker Punch is something I was not prepared for in the slightest. Yeah, that still did half, which is pretty crazy. And then Grass Knot will come out, hopefully KO. Yep, perfect. So we pick up Ting-Lu, so whew, that game was a little close, because if he had Rock Slide there, he might have actually been able to win. I'm not confident that we live a Rock Slide from even full health on the Thundurus. Like, Thundurus is really not known as, like, the bulkiest Pokemon in general, and Ting-Lu doesn't have a bad attack stat at all, although they mostly infest in their defenses, but still. I was definitely a little bit scared. We kind of made that work. Unfortunately, he had the advantage on lead. Like, he led Flutter Mane Qianpao, and we were not in a good spot right off the bat. But, yeah, I was kind of predicting, like, a Sucker Punch might come out, and he went and committed his Dark Terror as well, which is super scary, but being able to snipe that Flutter Mane turn 1 was excellent. And, yeah, good game overall. Alright, we actually see another Rain team. Interesting. So he's got Basculegion, Pelipper, and... Actually, that's all that we have in common. And then he's got Urshifu, I'm assuming Rapid Strike. He's got Dragonite, and then Quillfish. Or, sorry, not Quillfish, Overquill. Now, the scary thing is it could be Terra Normal Explosion or Self-Destruct. So I gotta be prepared for that for sure. Yeah, I think we'll do that. We'll leave Flutter Mane and Moongus. And do we want our own Pelipper? I mean, he needs Pelipper in order to make a strategy work, like for his entire team, so I don't think we actually bring Pelipper in this one. So we're going to leave Pelipper behind, but if that's the case, we don't have Tailwind. So that's one thing to consider. I think we do bring Basculegion. If he's Choice Scarf on Urshifu, though, that's pretty bad. Let's bring Thundurus anyway, and then it's either Goodra or Basculegion. And I'm not really liking Goodra in this matchup, except for against... Like, I don't like it against the Chien-Pao, so we're gonna bring Basculegion and see if this works. I'm just hoping this is the right draft. His team is super scary. And I know I saw, like, an Overquill team a while ago, where it was, like, Choice Band, Terra Normal, Swift Swim, plus Self-Destruct. I just don't know if this is the exact team. It looks to be a little different, but I could be wrong. I just think he'll actually be bringing Pelipper, so that's why I wanted Basculegion in the back. And he just leads Chien-Pao plus Urshifu. Okay. So it's totally fine by me. Sword of Ruin gonna come out. Now Safety Goggles would not be good, for sure. So I think here... I really wish we had Dazzling Gleam, but we don't. I think we just go for Moonblast onto the Urshifu. Does he have a good switch into that? Not really. And we Terra Water, I think, here for the Amoonguss to be able to survive. We go Moonblast, and let's just really hope he's not Safety Goggles. If he's Safety Goggles, that would suck. But if he's Safety Goggles, he won't be able to outspeed my Flutter Mane. So I think this is a relatively safe play in general. Because if he is Safety Goggles, like, he won't be able to outspeed Flutter Mane, and then he would just be getting Rage... Or he wouldn't even be getting Rage Powdered, he'd just be getting KO'd by the Moonblast. Because obviously Safety Goggles does ignore your powder moves. So we're going to Terra Water here. I'm thinking he might have gone for Ice Spinner anyway. Chien-Pao Protect, so that's perfect. Maybe he's Choice Scarf. Okay, it doesn't look like he is, I think. Oh, he actually was Choice Scarf. Wow. Okay. So that was super scary, but I think it was a necessary play to make, for sure. And we know that we even live like a Terra Dark Sucker Punch, so I'm not really scared of this Chien-Pao right now. I'm just glad that I didn't attack into it, although it would have been nice to have a Dazzling Gleam to potentially break a Sash on the Chien-Pao, but instead we're going to pick up the Urshifu, so definitely good. Let's see, if he's Dragonite in the back... I'm a little scared. I could see Pelipper coming in here, though. Let's see what he brings in. Maybe he didn't go for his rain strat at all. I don't think Overquill would make too much sense, so I don't think we have to worry about that. But let's see. It is just going to be Dragonite. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. So we know he's probably just going to Extreme Speed, Terra Normal. So I think we can Moonblast here, and then we can protect the Amoonguss. Although, is that too obvious? Might be an obvious play, but I think I need to make it anyway. We're going to protect, and then... Oh, he actually forfeits. Wow, okay. So the opponent did not see a way out of that one. I think his whole strategy was just go for it on turn 1 and just full send. But you really got to be careful, because like one turn could lose you the game. And we made the absolute perfect read on that first turn by going for Terra Water, which we really didn't need to. I was just super scared of an Ice Spinner. A potential double up onto the Amoonguss with like close combat and Ice Spinner, just to cover Terra, but yeah, I was also scared of him being Choice Scarf, which it looks like he was, because he outsped Flutter Mane, so... Whew, okay. You know what? One of the quickest games I've had on the channel, but I'm super happy. Whoa, what is this team? We have a bunch of Pokemon that were common in, like, Regulation B, in Arboliva, Sandy Shocks, Ceruledge, Grimmsnarl as well, and then he's got Chien-Pao and Urshifu. This is crazy. I feel like we should go Pelipper plus Amoonguss. Nah, maybe no Amoonguss. Let's just lead with Thundurus. You know what? Steel is actually a pretty good defensive Terra, so we're going to get Basculegion in the back. And this feels like a bit of a slower game. Do we want Goodra? Yeah, I think we do. But Flutter Mane's good into his team as well. I just wasn't sure about bringing it, because he's got the Urshifu. Then again, Flutter Mane is a Pokemon where it's like, if you're not sure what to put as the 6th slot on your team and you don't have Flutter Mane, just put Flutter Mane on the team. Your team's going to be better, like, I guarantee it. Unless your team's already full of fairy types or something, but yeah, definitely one of the strongest Pokemon, if not the strongest Pokemon, going into Pokemon World Championships, which is in like a couple days. And he's actually going to go Grimmsnarl, Sandy Shocks, okay. So that's fine. He is not Booster Energy, so I think we actually go into Goodra here. And maybe just go for Grass Knot. Maybe we don't have to. I just don't want him like setting up screens, you know? We could Terra the Pelipper, but then we're weak to Earth Power, so... yeah, I could definitely see a Fake Out coming out here. I think we need to get into Goodra, though, to start setting up, and then go for a Grass Knot. If he protects, that's fine. Maybe he goes for something crazy? Although Grass Knot should KO this thing, right? Unless he Terras. If he Terra Grass, or Terra Flying or something. Let's see. Terra Normal. That's a new one. I have not seen Terra Normal coming out. Light Screen. Oh, is this no, this can't be Explosion, can it? Okay, so Grass Knot does go first. Does he have Hyper Beam? I think we go into Pelipper here, and then... Hang on, let me actually Body Press. I'm confident we could take an Earth Power. We probably don't need to set up like crazy. There's no way he goes for Thunderbolt onto this slot, right? We Body Press, and then we go into Basculegion. So Thundurus is going to come back. That Grass Knot still did a good amount, even through Light Screen. It did almost half. Okay, so he goes for Reflect. This will probably allow him to live a Body Press. In fact, I'd be pretty surprised if he didn't survive. But we are going to tank that Earth Power, which is pretty good. Oh yeah, he survives just fine. And then I think we can actually go for Life Dew here, plus the Wave Crash. Or like, an Aqua Jet should do it, realistically. I just hope he's not Thunder Wave on the Grimmsnarl, that would suck. Like, we know he's not Fake Out, so other than that, it could be Parting Shot. Yeah, I think I'd like this play Life Dew plus Aqua Jet to not take Recoil. Like, other than Life Orb, of course. Life Dew, Aqua Jet. I was considering going for Shelter as well. We actually could have gone for it. Huh. Okay, so he's going to Protect. You know what, that's fair enough. Maybe we could have Scouted as well. I just didn't want to risk losing a Goodra. So Spirit Break, Special Attack Drop, totally fine. We're going to recover that with Life Dew. And more, actually, because of Leftovers as well. So that's honestly okay. He didn't really do much. This makes me think he's probably just Parting Shot. If that's the case, let's set up a Shelter, and then let's go for Wave Crash. Because I want to see if potentially he might be able to... Like, if he switches out... He doesn't really have a good switch for this. Like, nothing really wants to eat a Wave Crash in the rain. We haven't Terastalized yet, but still. He does switch out. Maybe it's also Parting Shot with Grimmsnarl. Okay, it's our Balava. That's fine. So Wave Crash gonna come out. It almost does half, even through Reflect. Sets up Seed Sower, which will give us extra recovery on both of our Pokemon, and then maybe he just went for Spirit Break. Yep, he did just go for it again. He can't crit me as well, because we're shell armor. So that's definitely good. So we're going to go for Shelter. You know what, though? Next turn, I think we just go for... Well, we could have Earth Power as well. Actually, no, I'm planning to actually KO the Arboliva this turn, so let me think here. We go for Life Dew. We know Grimmsnarl wouldn't have Protect, right? Let's just send it. Let's just Life Dew and then try and take out the Arboliva. Because, like, I'd be fine if he protects. He wouldn't be doing too much damage to my Basculegion, I think. Unless he has Foul Play. That would really stink, but I don't think that's too common on most Grimmsnarls, so... A Terra Water should be enough here to actually take him out. In the rain, Terra Water, like, even through Reflect, I'm pretty sure this KOs. I hope. If it doesn't, I'm gonna cry. I'm actually gonna cry. Whoa! No way! This thing is incredibly bulky. Wow. Okay, please don't KO me. Please. Like, we're at like 80%. Oh, please don't KO. Ah, man. He got us, he got us. Fair enough, fair enough. Wow. Arboliva is super tanky, though. That was insane. That was absolutely insane. But the nice thing is we're healing back like an eighth of our health per turn, which is pretty good. And now it's like, let's just go for Wild Bolt Storm, right? Like, what's really the risk here? Does Arboliva get Wide Guard, though, is my question. Body Press is just one times, or it's just neutral against Grimmsnarl, so I think we would go for... we could go for another Life Dew, to be honest. But I think we would drop to an Earth Power anyway, so it's like, yeah. Let's go for a Heavy Slam here into the Wild Bolt Storm, and we should be fine. He protects. Okay. I totally forgot that, like, Arboliva is actually decent on, like, the offensive side. Well, this Grimmsnarl might live. Uh-oh. We paralyzed him. He does live. Wow. Oh, he gets fully parried. You know what? That's super unfortunate. I assume he was going for, like, Spirit Break or something, so we could have gone for Life Dew. Actually, wait. This changes a lot. Because now we can go for Life Dew. Wild Bolt Storm will KO both of his Pokemon. He'll have Sandy Shocks in the back. And then potentially something else as well. So we go for Life Dew. Or wait, maybe we don't even need to. Hang on. I think we just go for Shelter. Because then even if it's Urshifu in the back, like, he might not KO us. That was a really unfortunate paralysis, though, because now, like, Wild Bolt Storm KOs both. We can get a Shelter off. We're going to get the 1/8 healing from the combination of Seed Sower plus Leftovers, and then a free Shelter. So we could have gone, like, either that strategy or go for Life Dew to ensure that we live in Earth Power, but I'm just curious if, like, a +2... if a +2 even KOs, or, like, a close combat KOs through a +2 defense boost on the Goodra. Because I'm betting his last is... It's gotta be Urshifu, right? Oh no, Ceruledge, okay. So, totally fine by me. I don't think my opponent's in a good spot at all. I think we have the game. But it's really never over till it's over, so let's see. We could Life Dew. Or what's the play here? We need to take care of this, but I think we Heavy Slam here because he can protect. Wild Bolt Storm does KO. Yeah, Heavy Slam was our best option anyway. There's no way that the Ceruledge gets through our Goodra, right? Goodra is just too tanky. Wow, this game is like the perfect testament to how good Goodra is. But yeah, Bitter Blade in the rain is going to do like nothing. Sure, he heals up, but like, realistically, I can just stall him out with Life Dew and stuff. Like, there's no way he's winning this. Oh wait, rain actually stops. It's a bit of a problem, actually. So light screen wears off. Grass disappears. Wow, a bunch of things happen this turn. Okay, I think we just go for another Shelter. No, let's actually go for Life Dew, and then bring in the Pelipper. Like, I don't see a way out of it for my opponent, but I mean, he's gonna let it play out, so let's see what happens. He's probably just hoping and, like, praying for a crit onto Goodra, but that's not gonna happen, my friend. We are Shell Armor, which means we cannot be critical hit. Bitter Blade is not healing enough. This has got to be GG. Yep. I'm betting he forfeits next turn. He's got to forfeit. Reflect wears off, so we're going to be doing more damage here. So, light Heavy Slam. We might as well just go for Hurricane. Yeah, he forfeits. No way out of it. Ceruledge, I don't think is a good Pokemon anymore. Like, it used to be viable, but with Fluttermane being on pretty much every team and, like, so many other Pokemon that you can use that fulfill the role better than Ceruledge, I don't think it's viable anymore. If anything, you might want to go, like, Iron Hands if you want a good physical attacker. If you want something for setup, you go for something like Goodra. But, yeah, Ceruledge overall, really not a great Pokemon. It definitely had its time to shine in, like, Regulations B and C, but not anymore. Okay, we've got interesting Mesprit plus Grimmsnarl, Landorus, Goldengo for Rigorath, and Iron Hands. Interesting team. So we gotta be conscious that we can't Aqua Jet in front of Rigorath. Although I don't know if we need to Aqua Jet something necessarily, we just have to keep that in mind. I'm thinking Thundurus would be a decent lead option here. Although we also have to consider like Fake Outs potentially coming out from Iron Hands so that he can set up a Trick Room, for example. So I'm thinking, honestly, Amoonguss Fluttermane. Pelipper in the back, and then do we want... Or do we even want to go to the rain mode here? Some Iron Hands actually don't run Heavy Slam anymore, so I feel like Fluttermane is a relatively safe lead. But let's see. Do we want Thundurus or do we want Basculegion? I think Basculegion in this scenario. Let's go for this. See if it works. Also, Mesprit, I'm not sure is really the greatest pick into what I have, but we'll see. Maybe it's like the opponent's favorite Pokemon or something. Maybe he brings it out. Let's see what Andrew brings for us. Also, I'm really not sure what Mesprit does. I'm fairly certain it's just like kind of a mixed attacker. Mesprit Goldengo, huh? Interesting, interesting. Shiny Mesprit is kind of cool though, but they really dropped the ball with Goldengo. Poor thing. I'm just hoping he's not Choice Scarf. If he's Choice Scarf, that kind of stinks. Let me think here. So if we go for a Rage Powder, or maybe a Protect and then swap in the Pelipper. Yeah, let's actually do that. Protect, swap in the Pelipper. If he's Nasty Plot, that really stinks, but I'm just hoping he's not. Okay, so we're going to bring in Pelipper, set up the rain. And Amoonguss is going to Protect. I'm just hoping he didn't, decide to punish a potential passive play. But it looks like he's going to actually probably Steel Terra, so this should be okay. Or wait, hang on. Fairy Terra on the Mesprit. There's something you don't see every day. I mean, I don't see Mesprit at all being used in VGC, so like, let's see what he's got in store for us. So we are going to Protect. Aw, please don't be nasty plot. No, let's just make it rain, okay. So Mungus still gonna... Or sorry, Pelipper's still gonna take damage. Special attack drop, he goes for Psychic, yeah. It's probably Choice Scarf then, right? Because I think Mesprit does naturally have like a decent speed stat. So if that's the case, we could Terra the Mungus. Let's go for Terra, let's go for Spore, and then let's try and set up a Tailwind. I'm not really concerned about a Make It Rain. Although it looks like he's probably going to stay in. Interesting. This could also be Choice Specs, because that did a lot of damage on the Pelipper. Like, I know he wasn't Steel Terra, but that still almost did like half of my HP, so I think he's Choice Specs, judging by the looks of things. And he's going to go for Protect. It's fine, because we're going to get up a Tailwind. Okay, Make It Rain comes out. I could have Wide Guarded, honestly. Okay, so now he knows we want to put that slot to sleep. But he probably doesn't have a switch on unless it's like Safety Goggles for Rigorath, which would make sense. It's a risky play to try and Pollen Puff my own Pelipper at this point. I think we do have to make a risky play here, though, because we are behind. Let's go for Wide Guard. Okay, maybe he just went for Thunderbolt on the Amoonguss, or something. He goes for Make It Rain. Alright, please target the Pelipper. He's Nasty Plot, interesting. So we're gonna get that off, which is good. And now we're gonna Spore, and then we're gonna protect the Pelipper. Because I'm betting he attacks Pelipper here, right? He's gotta attack Pelipper. Let's see. Okay, he swaps Goldengo. Maybe it's just to protect on the Mesprit then. That's okay. He goes out into Iron Hands. This does give him Fake Out pressure on the next turn. Oh, hang on. Well, we do get a Spore off, which is good. I think we have to go Basculegion here. Four turns of Rain. I totally forgot about Wide Guard Protect having that interaction. I didn't think that was the case. It's okay though. We're gonna go for Rage Powder. And then we're gonna go for the Wave Crash. Maybe Safety Goggles on the Iron Hands, though. We'll see. He didn't even go for Fake Out. That did a lot of damage. Mesprit stays asleep. It could have been a Wild Charge, which it is. He goes down to Recoil and Rocky Helmet. And then hopefully we have like enough firepower in the back to clean up with Flutter Mane. I'm just not sure, though. And then 3 turns left to Rain, so... let's see here. What else did he have? He had Landorus, he had Grimmsnarl. Tailwind does go away. Goldengo. This could have been Choice Scarf too. Let's go for Moonblast. Actually, wait, what's the play here? I think we always last respects the Goldengo. We go for Moonblast and then we go for last respects. Okay, so we're gonna pick up the knockout, but then does Mesprit wake up? That's the problem. Let's see. We're actually still faster, which is good. Stays asleep, which is very good. Oh, okay, so that's 2 turns asleep. It's more than likely that he's going to wake up next turn. Let's go for the Moonblast here. Actually, wait, if he's protecting... Maybe he protects the Mesprit. Let me think about this. We go for Moonblast onto it, just to try and get damage. And then we go for Wave Crash on the Farigiraf, or we could double it. But then if he wakes up, we kind of lose. Now let's go for this. Oh, he actually forfeits. Perfect. I would have liked to see what played out in the end game there, because, like, I think he would have been able to wake up, potentially get a Protect maybe, and then, like, you know, it would have been a 2v1 for sure, but... I think we kind of had him pinned in the end there, so definitely not the way that I thought it was going to play out. But luckily we were able to take care of most of his Pokemon. And I'm still curious whether that was Specs or if it was Choice Scarf on the Goldengo, but judging by the amount of damage it did to Pelipper, like almost half of my health on a resisted hit, I think it was Choice Specs. But I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments below. Wow, we actually see Gallade. Gallade's not a common Pokemon, but I feel like it's picking up in usage a little bit. Dragapult, this is probably going to be the Choice Band variant, unless he has that on his Dragonite. Interesting. He's also got Garganical, Kingambit, and Flutter Me. Okay, so... Amoonguss seems decent into his team. I'm just scared if he's Terra Blast on the Dragonite, which you very well could be. Let's go with Amoonguss as a lead. Yeah, let's go with Pelipper, try and get up a Tailwind, and then we'll try and get this in the back. We'll do our best. We'll do our best. It's just not looking great. I don't know, his team just seems like it's a bit of a rough matchup for my team, if I'm being honest. But, I don't know, he might not bring Garganical, which could definitely be a little, like, it could be beneficial for us, but, hey, nice trainer card. Always good to see a cool shiny that you have on a trainer card, but, yeah, let's see what the lead is going to be from the opponent here. So he's going to go, what is that, Garganical? And Dragonite? Interesting. So fair enough, fair enough. I don't think they usually run Rock Slide. I think we can go for Spore and Protect fairly comfortably here. The only problem is if he goes into my Amoonguss. Dragonites don't usually run Protect, so let's go for Spore. And then with Pelipper, do we want Tailwind or do we want Protect? I think we want Tailwind in case he is Terra Blast, but we should survive that anyway, so... Yeah, let's go for Tailwind. He is going to Terra, so is this going to be Terra Blast? Oh, it's Terra Garganical, okay. Into Flying, that's fine. He probably thought we had Hydro Pump, but we don't on this set, so that's okay. He does go for Extreme Speed, so I could have gone for Protect. But it's fine, we get a free Tailwind. And we get Spore off into Dragonite, good. He's just gonna Salt Cure the Amoonguss. I think we go into Thundurus.
Like, a double swap would be okay. I just don't really want to go for that, you know? I want to get a Hurricane off, just to break the multi-scale. If he is multi-scale. I don't know, it didn't look like choice band damage. Like, we're not that defensive on Pelipper. Although we have, like, a good defense stat and, like, a heavy amount of HP investment. But probably just went for E-Speed here, I guess. Hurricane. Let's see if he was multi-scale. He was. So otherwise, Hurricane would have done a lot more. We probably lose our Pelipper here. Oh, actually, I don't think we do. Is that a quarter? Yeah, actually, I think we do here. That's just under a quarter health that we had remaining. But that's fine, because we get a free switch into our Basculegion, potentially. Or a Moongus, but a Moongus isn't really doing much for us here. Like, a Wild Bolt Storm should do a ton of damage, but he also could have Wide Guard. If that's the case, let's go for Volt Switch here. And we don't really need to Terra Water yet, right? Let's go for Volt Switch, because I think he's probably going to Wide Guard. Unless he protects to wake up his Dragonite. Ooh, we have choices to make. We do have choices to make. Wait. Volt Switch into this, and then Terra Water, Wave Crash into this as well. If he protects, that's okay. It's not ideal, but like it's not the worst thing either. Let's see. A Protect would suck, but at the same time, like, it's manageable. We just gotta hope the Dragonite stays asleep. If he protects, we gotta hope the Dragonite stays asleep this turn. So, Wave Crash gonna come out. He does stay asleep. So no Wide Guard, it looks like. It's fine by me. I wonder what item he's running, because they didn't look like... Oh, that did a lot of damage. That just straight up KO'd the Garganical. I was not expecting that. Wow. Okay. So he loses his Terra Pokemon. And then Volt Switch does good damage. But... how many turns has Dragonite been asleep? 2? I'm betting he wakes up next turn. Maybe goes for an E-Speed. Depends. We might want to Rage Powder. Let's see what his Pokemon is. It's gonna be Dragapult. Okay. I think we do have to go for a Rage Powder here. Or do we, actually? Hang on. I know Dragapult's gonna be really fast. I think Last Respect is in order here with a Rage Powder just to get rid of the Dragonite and not take recoil. Because I could see him going for Phantom Force, honestly. To, like, dodge our attack. Oh, he stays asleep. Interesting. So we're gonna Rage Powder here. Maybe he did go for Phantom Force, I'm curious. Last Respect's gonna come out, KO Dragonite. I didn't want to take recoil. Totally fine. We honestly could have KO'd Dragapult as well, but I felt like Dragonite was the bigger threat here, so... Basculegion putting in a ton of work. Oh, he just went for Psychic Fangs anyway. Interesting. Pretty risky from the opponent, honestly. King Gambit coming in. Supreme Overlord, wow. If that's the case... Rage Powder would take Sucker Punch away, right? Or maybe not. I don't really want to switch out here. Also, who is the bigger threat? Like, I'm inclined to say it's Dragapult at this point. Yeah, let's just go for Dragapult. Hopefully he doesn't have Protect. We're gonna Rage Powder. That should pull in a Sucker Punch, if he does go for that. That's just Psychic Fangs. Okay, so we're gonna trade Mons here, I think. We could also Wave Crash the King Gambit. Yeah, maybe we should have done that instead, but... Okay, he does go for Kowtow Cleave. This should KO us. Yep. If he's Assault Vest, that's not ideal, but like, maybe we survive. Maybe we do enough damage with Choice Specs. But he probably has Sucker Punch, right? Let's see. Oh, we should have Wave Crashed the King Gambit. We just go for Wild Bolt. Yep. Okay, did half. Kowtow comes out. Oh yeah, he's gonna Sucker Punch us now. GG. We should have targeted the King Gambit, but then again, like, I wasn't sure how we were gonna be able to take out the Dragapult. So, we do lose that one, unfortunately.